Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the digital asset investor and the market's still flat, so we're going to go on from that. That's boring. Check this out. The Uphold CEO is at the New York Stock Exchange.
When you think of the great technologies over the last 100 years, there are very few that have the potential to move global GDP by several percentage points. Blockchain is one of them, but it's been around for 16 years and it's been the pariah technology because governments have shied away from it. We're at a unique moment in time now where the US administration has thrown its weight behind crypto because it understands that this is a transformational tech that stands for competitive advantage.
National security is what it stands for. Look at this, Grayscale, introducing Grayscale CoinDesk Crypto 5 ETF. There it is right there, XRP. Second ETF, XRP ETF launched in the last 48 hours. It is on like Donkey Kong now. Here's what's his name? It's not this guy. No, it's not this guy. It's not Nate Garachi. Maybe they'll say his name. I forgot his name. I'm drawing a blank right now.
Eric came out here with the semi-shock statement. They were talking about the Rex Osprey. This, of course, is the ETF for XRP.
Nate Garachi, I think.
Heavy turnover in a short period of time. I think it was like 90 minutes at the time he tweeted this. Is this thing still tracking at this kind of growth right now? Have you looked at the most recent numbers?
I haven't looked in a little while, but it did slow down a little bit after initial opening, but it's having an extremely strong day. Like it's a very strong launch for a product. So these products, the screenshot you had up before with this generic listing standards approval.
Yep.
It's related to this in a way. So the product you were just showing fits into the 1940 Act wrapper. And what that does is there was a generic listing standards that were created for products that fit into the 1940 Act. I don't want to get too far in the weeds, but essentially that was a generic listing standard. So that's why those future products were able to launch after 75 days after filing a prospectus. That's Rex Osprey basically forced Solana, XRP, Doge into that 40 Act wrapper with like regulatory and legal workarounds, and they were able to launch because the SEC couldn't stop it because it fit the rules.
Exactly.
And so part of this, what's happened with those generic listing standards is basically like now even the pure spot products, the ones that usually have to go through that 19B4 process that I've talked about many, many times, it's like a 260-day long process. You're going back and forth with the SEC. There's delays, there's denials. That's going to be gone now with this generic listing standard. So basically the pure spot products that are going to hold nothing but the spot underlying asset are going to have the same sort of streamlined process. They only need to get the prospectus approved. Usually, you had to go through another division known as Division of Trading and Markets to get your 19B4 approved, which is like requesting a rule change. And you would have had to do that for every asset under the sun that was coming with this sort of wrapper. And I think the SEC was like, one, we should have had a streamlined process from the get-go. We should have done this already. And two, I mean, we don't want to be issuing 20, 30, 40-page reports approving every single product that's trying to list a new crypto asset. Like that's just not something they're trying to do.
Folks, these are just small companies. I think you haven't seen anything yet. Hold on, I'm going to have to take a break. My son, sorry, my 19-year-old called. I'm going to watch him play JUCO baseball, and I needed to get with him on that. Got to get some video recruiting time. Here's a couple of the Bitcoin guys on it. I think these are, I don't know if these, I know he's a Bitcoin guy. I'm not sure about this guy on the XRP ETF.
Then it'll be nice that they're there. We did get an XRP sort of ETF yesterday and a Doge sort of ETF because they basically skipped the line and found a novel way to launch. But actually, both of them had tremendous volume. I believe I saw that the XRP ETP or whatever call it launched yesterday was the largest volume on an ETF launch in 2025. Of course, the other crypto ones were in 2024.
Yeah, I mean, look, the other reality is that we could be wrong. And there could be a lot of people who like the degeneracy could just come to the stock market in a big way, That might be our final triumph. So who knows?
I don't really want degeneracy on the stock market. I think if it doesn't have utility, it shouldn't be there. Next few months, ETF issue. This is from Scarface, crypto filings of the cocaine ETF issuers. XRP greed, for lack of a better word, is good. We like that. Here's another Bitcoin maxi putting his toys down to talk XRP and Ripple.
But outside of ETFs, Ripple is expanding with Franklin Templeton and DBS, a 1.5 trillion potential RWA play with XRP Ledger, which is enormous. You know, Ripple really is concentrating on financial markets and banks.
You know, big boy
and they
stuff.
love XRP Ledger. And you know what? They may be loving the new stablecoin too. So that's good. That's good. And if you ask ChatGPT for a price prediction, this is what it says. Conservative, 2.5 to 3.5. That's right where it is. Okay.
Let's see what it says. It says strong bull $7 to $10. I'm in the strong bull camp.
So there is a scenario where XRP doesn't really move a whole lot. Like the worst case scenario, it just stays where it's at. The base scenario, the moderate bull, which is the more likely scenario, XRP will go to $4.50 to $6. In a strong bull market, which is more likely now because of the guaranteed rate cuts we're getting, $7 to $10. That's triple from where it's at now. And it could go even higher than that, but triple it seems pretty good prediction. $10 certainly could.
I'm thinking of 3 to 5 times myself. Now, here's a question that nobody ever asks in crypto. Why doesn't Brad Garlinghouse and Ripple do XRP roadshows constantly trying to sell people on buying XRP like Michael Saylor does? It's a constant sales pitch. The answer to that is very simple, because they don't have to. It is the elephant in the room. Utility wins the crypto race. Everything you've seen, you have not seen the real market in crypto yet. I keep saying it. Keep on selling, Saylor. That's what I say. And this right here is more complete BS. And I don't care if it's XRP. If anyone ever tells you that any investment is going up for forever, run, don't walk. And that doesn't mean sell your Bitcoin. That means don't listen to what they're saying. I do believe Bitcoin's going to go up. I do believe XRP is going to go up. But nothing goes up constantly against everything else forever. I don't care what anybody says. That's bull, and it's a red flag in terms of whether you should listen to a certain person.
So what we discovered is Bitcoin is digital capital. Bitcoin is going up faster than the S&P forever, right? Once you actually acknowledge that Bitcoin is appreciating more than the S&P forever, and my forecast is it appreciates about 29% a year for the next 21 years, and I've shared that with the community. But you could have any forecast. But if Bitcoin is an asset and it's appreciating, then you can create credit collateralized by that appreciating asset. So Bitcoin's digital capital appreciating faster than the cost of capital. The cost of capital is the S&P 500 return. Mm-hmm. And then credit written against it or issued against it is digital credit. And the digital credit can have longer duration or it can have short duration. It can have higher yields. It can be in any currency because Bitcoin is a stronger currency, right? One of the keys in the credit market is if you're going to issue a credit instrument in a currency, you want it to be weaker than the.
Okay, enough of that, Pap. Let's do this now. Listen to what this guy says. He's a Bitcoin maxi.
The U.S. dollar and the monetary system is, in my view, the Titanic. It's going down. It's broken. They can't stop it. It's going down. And so there are these lifeboats floating next to the Titanic, and one of them is called Bitcoin, and the other one's called gold. And, you know, you were fortunate. I was fortunate. I bought seats in these lifeboats a while ago, and I'm glad I did. Because they're more.
And that's why you keep talking about it like it's the only lifeboat.
You know, they're more valuable today. And so you, Mr. New Investor, who's now becoming aware of the monetary problems that we face, the seat for me might have been $400, or in Gold's case it was 300, or it might have been, I bought coins at 60,000. Don't get me wrong, but and to you today it's 108. But remember, you're on the Titanic. Do you want the seat? Do you know what I mean? Do you want? So you gotta. If you understand the risk, and you don't have to buy a full.
Okay, so that's his lifeboat. It immediately reminded me of the time CZ Binance tweeted this out. When the Titanic sinks, little floats near it get drowned too. Get dragged down too. But the floats will eventually come back up if they are untethered. I've always thought that this was some foreshadowing from CZ Binance. Here's another wild and crazy theory of mine. In 2018, Robbie Mitchnick of BlackRock now, and Susan Athey, that was on the Ripple board, did an XRP valuation model. We've seen no valuation model from Ripple since. I'll bet dimes to donuts that not only has Ripple done multiple XRP valuations, but probably has rooms with whiteboards and conference tables dedicated to it. One more thing. I'll bet the valuations are eye-popping. Yes, folks. Ripple politically has had to act like they're not focused on the XRP price all these years. I understand why. But make no mistake, it's all about the price of XRP and always has been. Make no mistake about that. Okay, I got a lot more. I'm going to show you what it's really all about in DAIXRP.com, the Patreon. If you'd rather join through YouTube, click join below any of these videos, or you can hit the subscribe button on X. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, tell your friends and family. Away we go.